What's going on, everybody? My name is LB the Realist, and this is Surrealistic Studios, where the real is surreal. Bow. For those of you that don't know already. Now, I see him a little blurry. Do I see him a little blurry? There we go. See what I mean? See what I mean? I don't know what it is. You guys know I hate reporting on Trump, right? I really do hate reporting on Trump, but I feel as though that it's necessary for me to point out that we're spending way too much on our fucking military. So recently, Trump made a comment that I seen real briefly, where he notes that 700 billion of our dollars are all going into the military. 700 billion dollars are going into the military. So, for whatever reason, he and other Republicans feel as though that our military needs to be rebuilt and needs to be built back up, as if we don't spend more than the top 9-10 other countries that are mostly our allies combined. What are we beefing up for? You have to ask yourself. Why are we putting $700 billion into our military? Why are we putting that much money into our military when our military is already huge? I'll tell you why. I really think that when Donald Trump said that this was the calm before the storm, I think that he was trying to let us know that he plans to take us to some very interesting places as a country, in which he already has. And it's very concerning. It's very concerning. So we have billion-dollar helicopters and trillion-dollar helicopters and planes and warships and nukes and bombs and ray guns and all kind of crazy shit to kill somebody. And right now we're ramping it up with North Korea. We're ramping it up with Russia. We're ramping it up with Iran. We're already in Syria. Well, he claims to be taking us out of Syria, which I'll probably do a video on that. Maybe not. But he said he plans to take us out of Syria. Will he, though? I don't know. Donald Trump says a lot of things. How the fuck are we to know? So, we're at war, or about to be at war, with every fucking country on the face of the planet that's not our ally at this point. We cause struggle and strife and famine across the world. We got a famine and a cholera outbreak going on right now in Yemen that we're helping to fund, that we're doing, because we keep funding the Saudis, we keep funding Israel, we keep funding oppression, we keep funding tyranny. And they're so cold, they do it with our money, the people that don't want to fund tyranny and oppression. And the fucked up thing about that is, none of it fucking matters in the first place when it comes to money, because it's not fucking real. They use it as a means to control. And that's the bottom line of it. It's all a game, and it's all a means for them to control. That's all it is. If they didn't have money, they wouldn't be able to control the people. Money is control. That's what it comes down to. They want the money, they want the power, so they can have control over everything. That's what I see. That's what I see. So the reason why we're ramping up our military so much is that we can have geopolitical control over everything and everyone. So instead of geopolitical control, instead of all the money and all the power and influence, we could use all of that and put it in a positive, we could put it towards the positive side of things. We could actually use that to change things for the better, to make this a more progressive country, to make the world a more progressive place for everyone to live in, a better place for everyone to live in. There's no reason for you to blame him, her, and that person over there for all of your problems when the people in power are making you think that those are the problems, that these people are the problem. These immigrants over here are the issue, or these protesters over here are the issue. It's not the protesters, it's not the people without the power that are the issue. It's the people with the power that is the issue. So I know I'm preaching to the choir, a lot of my subscribers on here, but I just thought that that's such an insane thing for us as a country to be doing, to be putting $700 billion into our military when we have almost 500,000 people that are homeless in this country, when we don't have Medicare for all. We have people that are literally dying every single day because of lack of health care, for lack of medicine. Prescription pills are $300, $400, $500 fucking dollars. They price gouge the shit out of us. Meanwhile, they give the wealthiest of the wealthy Americans tax breaks and just chop out pieces of Dodd-Frank, just chopping, making it easier for us to go through another crash, to go through another recession, making it worse for people on the ground, for people that already are struggling. This is what our country is doing to us right now. Whether you're progressive, whether you're liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Independent, Green, Peace and Freedom, whatever you are, Libertarian, whatever you call yourself, whatever label you attribute to yourself, because we're all labeled. Labels are everywhere. You can't escape them, so don't try. You are what you are. Just accept it. You are what you are. I'm a realist. It is what it is. But whatever your title is, just remember that we have more in common than we don't. They'd like you to think that we don't, but that's not the case. We have more in common with each other than we don't. We all just want to live, survive, and thrive. Now, how we go about those ways can be different, but what we need to keep in mind is that we don't need to fight each other on this. We need to be fighting the people with power. We need to help not only awaken people that don't vote and that are not aware of the political struggles that we face, or don't want to know about the political struggles that we face, but we need to actually keep in touch and network and converse with each other as well. Because we fight way too much. There's way too much name calling. There's way too much mudslinging and not enough conversations being had. Not enough empathy to go around. Definitely not enough empathy, not enough sympathy. Try to understand where your fellow man is coming from. And that's okay if you can't fully put yourself in their shoes. That's okay. How could you live someone else's life? How could you see my life without actually being me? How could you experience being me without actually living in my body? That's perfectly understandable, but just know that fact. Just know that because you can't imagine what it's like to be me, that alone should let you know that you don't know the full story. You can't possibly understand the scope of everything because you're limited by your own experience. And when you're limited by your own experience, you need to be more open-minded. You need to be, okay, you need to be a sponge. You need to be like, okay, I don't quite understand because I'm not supposed to. But let me try to feel where you're coming from so that I can better make, so I can make a better judgment. So I can make a better assessment on how we move forward and how we work together to get the things that we both want accomplished. And the things that we both want accomplished are what pair us together. They're what make us the same. We just want to be happy and survive and thrive. That's it. It's just how we go about getting that accomplished. That's all we're fighting about. So if we can get that together, we'll actually be on a track to a more progressive world. If we can agree that the people that are so-called political leaders, that they don't really have our best interest in mind, if we can get ourselves out of party politics and remember to be about the people, be for the people, and be of the people, and not the people that we hire to do our work, to do our bidding. These are people that we hire to represent us. Us. It starts with us. We the people. In regards to our Second Amendment, in regards to our First Amendment, in regards to everything, it starts with us. Let's all come together and remember who the true enemy is. With all that being said, I didn't want to make this one too long, but if we all come together, and I know it's, it's so cliche. Yeah, let's all come together and kumbaya. But truly, that's what it is. We're so separated by minute things that don't matter in the end. Whether you disagree with me on parts of my gun stance, or whether I disagree with you on, whatever we may disagree on, it doesn't matter as long as we can come to an understanding and a comprehension between us. So let's work on that. And if we can work on that, then we'll be able to better equip ourselves to take on the people that oppress us. So remember to like this video if you like, share it if you feel as though it's shareable. I do. Comment so I can hear what you have to say, and subscribe to me if you haven't before. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember to love, light, and all that in spite. I'm out.